Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has hidden unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure, or admire an old one. What will we find today? Let's dig in. Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
If you think back over your life, you can probably remember some specific pivotal moments that changed you, changed your direction in life, your goals, your perspective. Maybe it was a moment in everyday life where you just happened to be in the right place at the right time to hear a word from God for you, from a friend, coworker, or even circumstances. Maybe it didn't seem like the right place at the right time at all, but looking back, you can see how God used those moments to change you. For the next few days, we're going to look at some pivotal moments for some people in the New Testament. We could talk about each of the disciples' callings when Jesus came to them and said, "Follow me." But I believe Matthew's encounter with Jesus is probably the most life-changing. At least the other disciples seem to have a socially acceptable Jewish job. But Matthew goes from being a tax collector, hated by the Jewish people for corroborating with the Roman oppressors, to being the disciple of their Messiah. He was in the infamous category of tax collectors and sinners when the Pharisees questioned Jesus about his circle of friends. He went from being a despised, rich, educated thief and traitor of his own people to being a beloved follower of Jesus who wrote the Gospel of Matthew that we're planning to study in BSF next year. If you'd like to join us, just let me know. What was Matthew doing in this life-changing pivotal moment? He was doing his job. He was sitting at the tax booth when Jesus approached him and said, "Follow me." As Matthew looked into Jesus' eyes, something in him changed. Perhaps God had been working on his heart for a long time. Perhaps he'd heard Jesus' Sermon on the Mount and wanted to change his lifestyle, wanted to follow God, but he didn't know how, or was afraid to step out of his comfortable, secure world. After all, what's the chance of an ex-tax collector getting a job? And if he quit his tax collecting job, the Romans wouldn't let him have that back. So in that moment, with those words, "Follow me," Jesus was asking Matthew to choose, giving him an opportunity to step out of his comfort zone and into the unknown. In that moment, Matthew made the decision to follow Jesus. He got up from his tax booth and followed, and there was no going back. Not only did God use Matthew to bring his other tax collector and sinner friends to meet Jesus, but he used him later to write the Gospel of Matthew. All it took was that one pivotal moment when Jesus invited and Matthew accepted. Maybe today is going to be a pivotal moment in your life. Maybe Jesus is calling you to follow him today, perhaps for the first time. He's calling you to salvation. Will you decide to follow? This may be your last chance. Or is Jesus calling you to follow him out of your comfort zone into something you've never done before? The great thing about that is that whom he calls, he equips. And he'll be with you every step of the way of your adventure with him. It may mean stepping out in faith into the unknown. But what we know about the unknown is that God is already there and has it all planned out ahead of time. The unknown is only unknown to you. God knows all about it. Will you, like Matthew, choose to follow the Lord without looking back?
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. Also, if you'd like to share a treasure God has given you by doing an episode, please contact us. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you'll find in the description below. Thanks for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.